M demands my drink for her kid. Gets mad when she finds out I spoke the truth about it being alcoholic. Now, for a bit of context, last weekend was Liberation Day in Holland, and many cities were having festivals to celebrate. Most of these festivals have free entrance, so they tend to crack down on people bringing their own food and drinks, to increase profits from beverage sales. Mate of mine lives within the area where the festival is taking place though, so usually we drop our booze at his place and retrieve it during the festival. Since it didn't seem like a terrific idea to walk around with a bottle of JD, I mixed it into a 1L Coca-Cola vanilla bottle with just enough Coke that it looked like Coke and went onto the festival grounds. I'm assuming everybody is familiar with the common abbreviations. JD is my good friend Jack Daniels. We've been through a lot together. While walking around with the bottle of Coke, I feel a tap on my shoulder. Festival etiquette is to move over to the side to let somebody pass, after which I move along. I suddenly feel a hand grabbing my shoulder and trying to pull me back, so I turn around, and I'm faced with a typical Karen. M, where'd you get that? Pointing at the bottle. Me, brought it from home. M, can my kid have some? Me, not wanting everybody to know I had booze on me, they sell Coke over there, you can buy your kid a fresh, cold one. M, they don't sell vanilla Coke there, and he doesn't like the regular one. He wants yours. Holds out hand. Me, if he doesn't like the regular one, I'm pretty sure he won't like this any better. Meanwhile, the kid has started squealing about how he's thirsty and wants that one, and M starts giving me a demanding stare. Me. Okay lady, I'm going to be honest with you. Half of this bottle is whiskey, and I don't think it's a good idea to give the kid whiskey. M, you're lying. You just made that up so you wouldn't have to share with my baby. Now give it to me. While I kinda shrug and turn away in attempt to disappear into the crowd, the kid grabs the bottle with both hands, wrenches it from my hand, and makes a run for it, his mom in tow. I follow them, and I find them just in time to see the kid take a few massive swigs from the bottle, after which he starts violently throwing up almost immediately. Figuring the best move for me would be to not further pursue the now vomit-covered bottle of Jack and Coke, I decide to head over to my mates and mix a new one. In passing, I throw Emma told you, and make my way into the crowds. Within seconds, M charges me, and starts attempting to take a swing at me. You poisoned my baby. Security. We're separated by bystanders, and a stall holder gets security, which questions both me and M. M, he gave my baby this bottle of poison and told him it was Coke. I want him arrested. Sir, what's in this bottle? Me, a pre-mixed whiskey and Coke, somewhat on the generous side with the whiskey. And why did you give that to a kid? Me, I didn't, sir. I was mostly planning on getting smashed myself, to be fair. They thought it was Coke, wouldn't believe me when I told them it was booze, and snatched the bottle from me. What you're seeing here is just the result of the kid taking a drink before I was able to stop him. At this point, a bystander chimes in, confirming that he saw the kid snatch the bottle from my hand, although he hadn't heard the conversation. Security tells the mom to not pull that shit again, to take her still crying kid to the first aid post, and instructs me to be more careful with the next batch I'm inevitably about to make. Tee-hee-hee. I'm happy that M got roasted. You don't need or deserve that much money. r/EntitledParents. EP equals entitled parent, me equals me, of course. This is my first story but I have more I will spam post. Background: a while ago I worked some small jobs, like babysitting, and cleaning, etc. This happened when I was 11. I usually only babysat for my parents and I knew, but one day I decided to save up for some toy I can't remember, so I decided to take a job offer from a woman in my town, future EP. Okay, now onto the story. On my way to EP's house I called her and reviewed my prices, $9 per hour. She accepted these prices and said she would be going to a friend's house and would be home in 3 hours. At the time it was 6 p.m. When I arrived she was dressed very inappropriately. She told me she would pay me $26 and he should have food and be asleep when she got home. I asked for some money so we could go get some food. She gave me $16 and left. The kid was quiet for a bit, until he got hungry. He tapped on my shoulder and told me take me for food now. The kid was young so I understood. We went out and got our food and walked back to his house. A couple hours go by. At this point it's like 9:30 so I thought EP was just late. I called her for an update.
EP didn't answer. I was hella pissed. I was an underage girl alone with a 4-year-old at 11:00. She called and told me she was on her way and arrived at 12 o'clock. The EP waddled into the room with some guy. She handed me a 10 while fumbling over her words. Then all of a sudden she sees her son still awake and screams at me. Why isn't he asleep? It's too late for him. I said he's up because he wouldn't sleep without you, and you handed me a 10, you owe me $44. She wasn't happy, she told me, and I quote, no, you don't have my kid asleep, you probably didn't feed him, he looks scared of you, I have to drive you home, and I gave you a 16 for food. We agreed on 9 per hour, this lady handed me a 10 for 6 hours, and then comes home drunk with some man. She dragged me out by my arm and threw me in her car while waddling like a drunk idiot. She got in the driver's seat. This woman is going to drive me home drunk. On the way she says to me, it's not like you need or deserve the money. Never babysitting for people I don't know again.
Wow, she sucked. People who are like this, they be whack. Kiddies, don't be whack, be unwhack.